Hello everyone, my name is Hannah. Welcome to a new video. If you couldn't tell from the title, this is going to be my A Court of Silver Flames spoilery reading vlog. So I will be talking about massive spoilers throughout this vlog. So if you haven't read the book yet and you don't want to be spoiled, I wouldn't recommend watching this video. However, I haven't started the book yet, so this first portion is going to be spoiler free, I guess. And I'll try to put up on the screen like when the spoilers are going to start in case you did want to watch until I discuss spoilers. I'll try to make sure that I have a big spoiler warning for you. But today is the release day of A Court of Silver Flames. If you weren't aware, A Court of Mist and Fury and the ACOTAR series in general is a special book and book series in my heart, and I love these characters. I'm a huge Sarah J. Maas fan, but A Court of Mist and Fury is my favorite book of all time, and I have been eagerly waiting and anticipating this book, and I'm so happy that the day has finally come. I did reread the entire ACOTAR series, and I did a whole reading vlog of that, which I will link up in the cards up here. If you want to watch that before you watch this, feel free to do so. I had a lot of fun with it because, like I said, it's one of my favorite series of all time. ACOMAF is my favorite book of all time. I don't know how many times I could say that. I did pre-order the special editions of this book, and I also have a ticket to the virtual tour that Sarah is doing later this week on Saturday, which I will be attending. I'll be viewing from my home and I can show some clips of that later in the vlog or whatever, but my pre-orders are not going to arrive anytime soon. I think the one hasn't even shipped yet. The tour edition hasn't shipped yet, and then my special edition from Barnes & Noble has shipped but isn't going to arrive till Saturday, and that's just not going to cut it for me. So I am making a special trip to the Barnes & Noble closest to me to buy a copy. I did take the day off work today. I just really needed a day away. Work has been stressful, and we're looking for a house right now, and that whole process has been stressful, and I just really need a day to myself. So yeah, I figured what better day to have to myself doing things I love than a day that a book that I know I'm going to love releases. I have to wait till I go to Barnes & Noble to read it because I want to annotate. I have like my little tabs and stuff and my highlighter. I want to annotate as I read, and I don't have my physical copy. I do have the audiobook from Libro FM, but I don't want to start it because I want to have the physical book and I want to follow along and annotate as I go. So I am going to be waiting until I can go to Barnes & Noble and pick that up. So yeah, I have my cup of coffee already, and I have just been cleaning for one, to clean. I needed to have these chores done, but also like it helps pass the time a little bit, and I'm also being productive then, which makes me feel good. So I have swept and Swiffered the floors. I have cleaned all the countertops in the kitchen. I'm gonna go fold the laundry. I've made the bed. Like, I'm gonna have a nice clean house for my reading day. So yeah, I will check back in when I am ready to go to Barnes & Noble to pick up my copy. All right, I think I'm gonna leave now, which I would get there a little bit early, but I want to go to Starbucks to get breakfast, and then I think I need to stop at Target really quick to grab something. So I'm gonna go do those things first, and then hopefully that'll put me at Barnes & Noble right when they open, which is exactly what I want. And if I have to wait in my car for a little bit, then that's totally fine, but I think I'm gonna leave now. Oh my god, I just got out of Target and I thought, you know what? They don't have any of the other ACOTAR books, but let me just check and see if they'll have this one, because they had Crescent City when it came out. I think maybe they had a special edition, and I was like, let me just walk by the books, and they had it. I was so tempted to buy it because like Target has their books 30% off, so it was like $19. But I want to annotate the edition that I am gonna get today, and I want it to be one of the special editions. So I still want to go to Barnes & Noble, but like my Barnes & Noble is 30 minutes away from where I live, and this Target is like 10 minutes away from where I live. So it would be less of a drive, but I wouldn't have a special edition that I haven't annotated in. Anyways, yeah, that was a struggle to put that back on the shelf, but now I'm ready. Let's go. Let's go to Barnes. Here we go. Okay, I am a little bit early by like 5 minutes, so I'm just gonna sit in my car until they open properly. I don't want to be one of those people that's like standing waiting at the door like, let me in. Although I really feel that right now. So, okay, I need to explain right now what I'm going through, what my emotions are, because I have been waiting for this book since it's been announced, and I'm so freaking excited for it. But I feel like in order to keep my sanity while waiting, I've like dampened my excitement for it. So I've like, you know, I'm like, yeah, I'm excited for the book. I can't wait for it to come out. But like now that I'm here and it's so close and I'm gonna be reading it soon, I'm like getting so emotional. I like could cry right now. Honestly, I'm just so excited and I cannot wait to read this story. I just feel like it's been so long since I've had new ACOTAR content. I mean, it has been since A Court of Frost and Starlight came out, and we got like a little sneak peek of this book at the end of A Court of Frost and Starlight, and that was released in 2019, I want to say. Now I can't remember, but I'm literally so excited I could scream. I feel like I'm gonna embarrass myself in there and like dance around Barnes & Noble with my book. I'm so excited. Oh my God, it's open, let's go! Right here. Oh my God, I legit almost passed it. There was a whole table at the front and I almost went all the way to the back. I'm so excited, oh my God. Oh, of course, now my glasses are fogging up. Okay, car, I'm putting on my seatbelt. Relax, I'm not even moving. Oh my God, okay, I have it. Sorry, ignore the fog from my breath. Okay, so when I was in there, these like two girls came in and they were like, they went right to the checkout and they were like, we're here to pick up a book. Oh my God, we're so excited. And they were freaking out. And I was like, are they here? And they here for A Court of Silver Flames. And so I'm like standing there looking at the bookmarks, like just watching them, being a total creep. And I was like, I'm sorry, excuse me, but are you excited about this book? And I held up my copy and they were like, yes! And I was like, oh my God, okay, I need to fangirl with somebody in person. Oh my God, I'm so happy that there's like other people so excited about it. And they were like, oh, we woke up early because we couldn't sleep. We were so excited. And I was like, oh my God, me too. So that was lovely. I also got this, oh, if I can get it out. I got this little copy. It says, I love you, Haley. I got one called Goodnight, Haley, for my niece who is an infant, but I thought it was cute because it's got like her name in the book. And so when I was at Barnes & Noble, I don't know, several months ago, I saw that they had Goodnight, Haley. And so I was like, oh my God, that's the perfect gift. So I bought that. And then when I was checking out now, they had an I love you one. And I was like, oh, I gotta go find Haley. And that was there was only one copy left. So of course I had to buy that. But yeah, enough talk. Let's go home. I got 30 minutes of me probably gonna be hyperventilating. And then I can finally read it. Oh my God. Okay, like, can you tell from this morning to now, like how freaking hyped I am? My face is so red. Oh my God. I'm so excited. sorry if you can hear my heater, it's really loud, but I did get this started and I'm still on chapter 1, but I was trying to listen to the audiobook and I don't like the narrator. I don't like how she narrates the story. I think it's really annoying and it's hard to listen to, and yeah. I'm gonna read it physically and maybe I'll listen to the audio later, but I really just can't stand how she's narrating it right now, and yeah. So it'll definitely take me longer to read the book because I don't read that fast and listening to it is easier for me, but yeah, I just don't like the narrator, so I'll read it physically. All right, I made it to the 100-page mark. I am officially on chapter 9, page 106, and I have been tabbing and highlighting as I go. But yeah, it's slow going for me. It's been a few hours, so it takes me a while to read fantasy books, and like, I'm a slow reader as it is, but I want to make sure that I'm absorbing everything about this book, so I don't want to like miss anything, so I'm taking my time with it. But yeah, I just have my little like fireplace on the TV going and I'm really enjoying this. So I am officially going to start talking about spoilers now. So if you haven't read the book yet and you don't want to be spoiled, from here on out, I'm going to be talking about spoilers. So we knew at the end of A Court of Frost and Starlight, that little like teaser, that Nesta was going through it and they were gonna like force her to go with Cassian and train and stuff. I'm just really liking being in Nesta's head. It just gives her character so much more depth because you only saw her from Feyre's point of view in the previous books, and now you actually get to like see her thoughts, and she's a very, very fascinating character, and like, I don't know, she's just been through some stuff, and like, I know a lot of people don't like Nesta and they think that she's just like this big bitch, but I personally like Nesta. I just think that she's rough around the edges and people don't really understand like why she is the way that she is, like why she can be really cruel at times. And like from A Court of Mist and Fury on, you really get to see that. Even at the end of ACOTAR, you really see like her cruelty and like her coldness towards others as like a defense mechanism for her. Yeah, I just think that her character is very fascinating and I'm very interested to see her character development. And I really, really like being in Cassian's head as well. As I said before, like in the original trilogy, it's just all from Feyre's point of view, and there's like a couple little chapters from Rhys in the 3rd book, and that's it. And I just really like how this book is written in 3rd person, so you get to be in Cassian's head and in Nesta's head, so you see what they're both thinking. So yeah, I'm just really happy with how this first 100 pages is going, and I'm excited to see Nesta training with Cassian. I had loved the scenes in A Court of Mist and Fury and even in A Court of Wings and Ruin where Feyre is training. I don't know, something about that. Training scenes in books just really, I don't know, they're like my faves. So I really can't wait to see Nesta training. Yeah, and I'm just really enjoying myself. So yeah, I'm only 106 pages in. This is a 750-page book. Like, it is a brick of a book, but I want to try to get halfway through it tonight, but I don't know that I'll be able to. It just really depends on how fast I can read. Like I said, I'm a slow reader, so we'll see where I go from here, but I don't want to rush through it. I want to enjoy my time with this book, so I'm gonna get back to reading. I freaking knew it! Cassian finally is gonna get Nesta to train. She wouldn't train at that stupid village, and the whole time she kept saying, I'm not training in that village, I'm not training in that village. And I'm like, why is she qualifying it like that? Why is she saying in that village afterwards instead of just, I'm not training? And I was like, duh, because she doesn't want to be made fun of or like look foolish because she doesn't know anything and she's Nesta. And I was saying that the whole time. I'm like, guys, she just doesn't want to train in front of people. And finally Cassian realized it. Yay! I just got to the part where Nesta swaps that book for the priestess and kind of helps her out. And that priestess, what's her name? Gwyn, tells her about the Valkyrie or Valkyrie. I'm gonna call them Valkyrie, but like this like warrior, like female band of warriors, I guess, clan of female warriors. And they're 3 stages of training: novice, blade, and finally Valkyrie. And the very first part of this book is called the novice. Also, all the parts with the house, like, being its own character. Like, Cassian just went to check on Nesta when she was, like, exhausted from their training and whatever. And the house, like, gave him her empty plates and whatever, as if the house was proud of what it had gotten her to eat. I just love it. It's so cute. All right, I'm on chapter 15, page 168, and I think I'm going to take a little break now because the training scenes are making me want to do a workout. So I'm going to go do that, and then I'll get back to reading in a little bit. But first, a workout and then some dinner.
All right, I just finished my workout. The whole time I was like, Cassian would make me do 10 more push-ups. So now I'm going to go take a shower and eat some dinner and get back to reading.
Oh my god. I'm on page 187. And the part where, like, they had that steamy, like, sexual tension between them, and then they both went to bed and took care of it themselves. And the next morning they're at breakfast, and Nesta's like, or Cassian asks her what the book is about, and she's like, the book is about a book. And he, like, storms off, and she's, like, sitting there at the table. The book is about a book. Idiot. Okay, so I'm on chapter 19, page 216. And I think this book is hitting me like ACOTAR hit me, where, you know, the main character, Feyre, and ACOTAR, Nesta, and this one, they're just, like, going through it and fighting, like, this internal battle, and just this feeling of, like, hopelessness. And just watching them, like, try to overcome it, it's really hit me in the feels. It's getting to me. I'm on page 235. It was just revealed that Feyre is pregnant, and I had an inkling that that's why Rhys was keeping her, like, shielded. Not at first, but after a while I was like, there's got to be a reason for it. And I already knew that Feyre was going to be pregnant because of, like, reading the Throne of Glass series. There's, like, a small tiny scene where you see Feyre and Rhys, and, like, Feyre's heavily pregnant, but you don't know that it's them for sure. But Sarah confirmed that in one of her interviews, so, like, I knew that Feyre would be pregnant at some point. So I, like, had that in the back of my mind when she was, like, constantly shielded. So I'm pretty happy about that. All right, I have made it to part 2. I'm on page 278, and I'm gonna call it for the night because it's getting late and I have to work tomorrow. But I am absolutely loving this. I can't wait to read more tomorrow. Part 2 is called Blade, which is going along that, like, 3 stages of the Valkyrie. So novice, blade, and then Valkyrie, which I think will be part 3. But I'm really loving Nesta's training sessions and stuff, and, like, how she is getting, well, she just got Gwyn to sign up for training with Cassian, which is, like, a huge deal. And yeah, I'm just really loving it. And obviously, as you've seen, I've went through a whole spectrum of emotions so far today reading this book. Laughing, crying, the works. But I think that's pretty decent. I do wish I could have gotten farther, but I don't want to rush through this book. So I will pick it up again tomorrow and I will check in tomorrow. All right, it is the next night. I'm on page 373, so I'm about 100 more pages in than I was last night, and so much has happened in those 100 pages. Oh my god. Okay, so first of all, it was revealed that Feyre's baby has wings, and that's gonna make like it complicated, or like the birth complicated, so that's a little concerning. Also, Nesta tries scrying to find these like dread trove objects or whatever they're called. And there's that whole scene where they go to that like bog, that Orid bog, and like things go down. Cassian and Asriel have to fight, and then Nesta gets dragged down to the bottom of the bog by a kelpie and like finds the mask, raises an army of the dead. It was insane. That whole scene was so freaking intense. I'm talking so fast because it's so exciting. But yeah, that was absolutely crazy. So I am going to settle in for the night and get some more reading done. Hopefully I can get maybe even another 100 pages read today, which would be great. Yeah, I can't wait to see where the story goes from here. All right, just wanted to quickly update for the end of the night that I made it to page 440, I think, 441, and I am on chapter 42. So I was kind of hoping that I would be able to get to page 506, which is like the start of the next part, but I'm just not going to be able to tonight. So I'm putting it down for now. Page 441. I am really enjoying it still. I feel like I'm going to say that at every update. But I'm really liking how Nesta's ice is starting to chip away quite a bit, and like we're getting to see her be vulnerable, like outwardly, not just inwardly. So it's just kind of nice to see her, like, I don't know, unthawing a bit. So yeah, that is going to be my last update for tonight, and I will check back in tomorrow when I have made some progress. So I just wanted to quick update where I'm at with A Court of Silver Flames. I am on part 3, which is page 513, I think. So we have some things to talk about here. First of all, the fact that Nesta made magic swords, which hasn't been done in thousands of years, and it's like super powerful and crazy. I thought that was really cool that she could do that. I didn't even think of that when she was making the swords. But then also that Amren suggested that with those magic swords, Rhys could become High King of Prythian and like rule the entire land, rule the courts, and that would make them more united. And like obviously he turned that down and stuff, but like that's interesting. I wonder if there's going to be more on that because I'm very curious. Then there was that whole scene with Nesta, Cassian, and Eris in the Spring Court where Tamlin kind of ambushes their clandestine meeting, and Nesta like basically chews out Tamlin and is like points at him, and she was like, you better not say anything or I'm gonna kill you, like. And like the fact that when she pointed at him, he was like, oh my god, okay, I'm backing up, because the last person that Nesta pointed at like that was the King of Hybern, and she ended up holding his severed head in her hands. So that was pretty dope. And then that part when Nesta finally finds out about the swords and they tell her about them, and how they like voted on whether she should know about it or not. And so she gets like super pissed and goes down all the 10,000 steps and confronts Amren, and then ends up telling Feyre, like out of anger, about how they were withholding information about her pregnancy, and how since the baby has wings, it could kill her and the baby. And Rhys like banishes her from the city, and Cassian takes her out. They go into the wilderness and they do this like super excruciatingly long hike, and Nesta finally has her big breakdown. That was the last scene that I watched, was like Nesta basically expressing all of her emotions and like having a super big breakdown, telling Cassian about all the horrible things that she feels, how much she hates herself for everything and all the guilt that she feels. And then like Cassian has her use a sword and go through like the 8-pointed star, whatever. That scene was so fresh. But yeah, now I'm on part 3 and I am planning on reading for the night. I don't think I'll be able to finish it tonight, but I definitely will finish it tomorrow before the virtual tour, which is at 7 p.m. my time. So I'll have the whole day to finish it, and it's gonna happen. So I will update when I get a little bit further in. Good morning, everyone. Today is the day that I am going to be finishing A Court of Silver Flames. I have the virtual tour later tonight at 7, but I need to run a couple errands here. I'm at the post office right now. I'm mailing a package out. Actually, it's an extra copy of A Court of Silver Flames that I ordered. It's the Barnes & Noble exclusive, and since it didn't arrive from my pre-order on time, I just went to Barnes & Noble and bought it. You know, you were with me. So anyways, I'm sending it to my friend Jan, so with some other extra goodies. So I want to get that out in the mail, and then I need to go to the grocery store, get some coffee and some creamer because I'm almost out, and then it'll be time to start reading. So let's go do those things. All right, package sent, coffee acquired, and I picked up some sushi. So now I'm ready to go home and let's get reading and let's finish this book. Alright, sorry if my heater is really loud right now, but it's cold in here, so I'm gonna keep it running. But I just got to the part at winter solstice when they're giving each other gifts, and we finally find out what Cassian's gift was to Nesta from A Court of Frost and Starlight. And I just think that it's so cute that he like got her such a thoughtful gift. But I haven't gotten to the part yet of like what he got her this year. I don't know if it's the same or if it's something new, but I just got to the part where Nesta got a gift from Azriel, and it's like basically like a book light so she can read in the dark, and it was so sweet. Oh my god, I totally teared up. I love Azriel. I can't wait to get more like content from him. I ship him and Elaine so hard over Lucian. I think Lucian should be with Vassa, if you didn't know, but anyway. Also, there was that whole scene in the Court of Nightmares when Nesta has to dance with Eris and like Cassian cuts in, and oh, that whole scene was just so sweet. But yeah, I've got about 150 pages left. I'm sure I'll be checking in as things start to happen, but I love this book so much. Oh my god. He got her a music box, a symphona, and like got the musicians to play all her favorite music. Oh my god, that's the sweetest thing ever. And now of course Nesta's like trying to get him to return it, and they're gonna have like a little fight, it looks like. God, Cassian doesn't deserve to be treated like that. Like, I get that Nesta's going through stuff and she's trying to push him away, and I feel like Nesta deserves happiness, but I hate seeing Cassian sad. So I guess I'm just gonna be crying now for the rest of this. But they're like fighting basically because Cassian's like, oh, of course, as soon as I get close to you, you push me away. Nesta says like, or Cassian says he was jealous, that's why he cut in at the ball. And he's like, it's so obvious that you should be with a princeling like Eris and not a lowborn nothing like me. And Nesta says, Eris is the brute, he is the brute and a piece of shit, and I would marry him because I am just like him. The words echoed through the room. His pained face gutted her. I deserve Eris. Her voice cracked. Cassian panted, his eyes still lit with fury, and now with shock. Nesta said hoarsely, you are good, Cassian, and you are brave and brilliant and kind. I could kill anyone who has ever made you feel less than that, less than what you are, and I know I am a part of the group, and I hate it. Her eyes burned, and she fought past it. You are everything I have never been, and will never be good enough for. Your friends know it, and I have carried it around with me all this time, that I do not deserve you. She says, I didn't deserve you before the war or afterward, and I certainly don't now. She let out a low, broken laugh. Why do you think I shoved you away? Why do you think I wouldn't speak to you? After my father died, after I failed in so many ways, denying myself of you, she sobbed. It was my punishment. Don't you understand that? From the moment I met you, I wanted you more than reason. From the moment I saw you in my house, you were all I could think about, and it terrified me. No one had ever held such power over me, and I'm still terrified that if I let myself have you, it will be taken away. Someone will take it away, and if you're dead, it doesn't matter, she whispered. I don't deserve you, and I never ever will. Oh my god. That's so heartbreaking. For it was music between their souls, always had been, and his voice was her favorite melody. Oh my god. Nesta's friendship with Emery and Gwyn is just the sweetest thing ever. I just read the scene where they had like their little sleepover and they had the house like doing all kinds of ridiculous stuff for them. And like they made friendship bracelets. Like, oh my god, their friendship is just the sweetest thing. It is such goals. Also, my fireplace is still going. My TV fireplace is still going if you hear crackling. And then my heater, of course, is loud as can be. So here I am again, tearing up, because I just read the part where Nesta and Emery are, like, cheering on Gwyn for her to cut the ribbon, which is, like, the sign that she's ready to be Valkyrie. And she cuts it, Emery cuts it, and Nesta cuts it, so they're all, like, they've all, like, proven themselves, basically, and that scene was just so powerful. Oh my god, I feel like I'm such an emotional mess right now. Okay, I'm on page 643, and it was just revealed that Nesta and Cassian are mates, and I guess I'm a little confused. So when they had that, like, moment where, like, Nesta revealed how much she felt about him, and then they slept together, they kept saying, like, referencing, like, this gold thread between them that was, like, stretching tighter or whatever, and I was like, okay, that sounds like a mating bond, but is it? And then Cassian, like, left for a week, and I was like, what the heck? Okay, so maybe not. I thought that was weird that he left, and now he's like, say it, say it, say it, and she's like, I don't know what you're talking about, and he's like, I'm your mate, for fuck's sake. You are my mate. Why are you fighting it? And, like, talking about how like, their mating bond, like, it made Cassian blind to what Nesta was or whatever, and it's like, I don't know, I'm just confused, because that reveal just didn't seem like, I don't know, I'm confused. Like, they're actually mates. And, like, I expected that. I expected them to be mates. But I just feel like the way it was revealed made it a little confusing. Because Cassian even says, like, say what I've guessed from the moment we met, he breathed. What I knew the first time I kissed you. What became unbreakable between us on solstice night. Okay, definitely confirmed that they do have a mating bond. I don't know, just the way it was worded, I was kind of confused, like, are they just saying, like, we love each other so much and that we'll be committed to each other forever, that we are, like, mates, or that they actually are? But yes, confirmed, mating bond, real, okay. But now, something's friggin' happened. So Nesta sends him away for their bargain or whatever and says, like, don't come talk to me, you need to go away, whatever. And then, of course, Gwyn and Emery, being the best friends that they are, like, come and comfort her and they hang out with her and whatever. And then something happens and, like, somebody comes and, what, kidnaps her? Oh, shit. They were in Illyria at Emery's. That's what it was. They went to Windhaven and the blood rite began and they kidnapped them to participate in the blood rite, torture them because they're the female warriors that passed the qualifier. Oh my god, of course they have to participate in the blood rite. Why wouldn't they? And I just made it to part 4, which I didn't know. I probably should have said that. And I'm on page 651. So about 100 pages left on chapter 64. And I feel like, you know, we know about, like, Rhys, Cassian, and Azriel participating in the blood rite and how they were separated and they, like, fought to get to each other, and they were, like, the badass warriors that climbed Ramiel and touched the thing and won the thing and whatever. I feel like that's totally what's gonna happen here. Nobody better get hurt. That's all I'm saying. If you hurt those 3 girls, I will riot. All right, I'm on chapter 67, page 676. I am knee deep in the blood right scenes, I guess. Nesta has officially found Emery. They were separated, but Nesta found Emery, but they still haven't met up with Gwyn yet, so hoping everything's okay with her. We did find out that the friendship bracelets that they made at that little sleepover, Nesta, like when she made that wish that they would be able to find each other, she like made them into beacons, so it's a little easier for them to find each other, which is incredible. So yeah, so now they're gonna go find Gwyn, so hopefully everything's cool there. Alright, I finished A Court of Silver Flames. I'm going to insert a clip that you'll have seen just before this of me like finishing the book, like just like the final 30 pages or so. And then I did also read the little extra content from Pharaoh's point of view. Okay, so I think my last update was during the blood rite, Nesta had found Emery, and they were still looking for Gwyn. They finally meet up with Gwyn, and they have to like battle their way to the mountain. They make it to the mountain. Gwyn gets like super severely injured, and then they're like, you know what? We're gonna show all these people that we can do it, and we're not gonna follow their rules. We don't care what they think. So we're gonna win this thing. And so they're trekking up the mountain trying to get there, and like right before they get to the peak where like the stone that they need to touch is, Emery's asshole cousin, I don't even remember his name, comes and like tries to stop them, or like tries to battle Nesta. And that whole scene where Nesta's like, Gwyn and Emery, you guys need to go, you need to win this, I'll hold the pass, was just so freaking powerful, and like, oh, brought tears to my eyes. And then she battles whatever his name is, And then Cassian, during this whole thing, the blood rite, like, has to go and find that evil queen, and then gets like taken control of by the crown, and he comes and like saves her, but then the evil queen Bryalin is gonna like make Cassian kill Nesta if Nesta doesn't tell her where the trove is. And it seems like Cassian is going to stab himself in the heart rather than kill his mate. And then dawn breaks, the blood rite is over, Nesta's magic is finally unleashed, and she just annihilates the queen and like unmakes her, which what a power to have, like just wipes her from existence. And then we come back, and then Feyre's giving birth. And obviously we already knew it was going to be complicated because of the baby's wings, and there's the chance that Feyre could die from it and the baby could die from it, and if Feyre dies because they made that bargain in A Court of Wings and Ruin, Rhys would also die. And so they're like trying to figure out a way. And right as the baby's born and Feyre's like taking her last breath and Rhys is screaming because like he can feel what's happening, Nesta uses the dread trove and like has the mask on, has the crown on, has the harp, and like plucks the final string and stops time and like tells Death, no, like you can't have my sister, and is like begging the cauldron, like, I'll give you back what I took if you help me save my sister. Show me what I need to do to save my sister and her mate and their child, and I will give everything back that I took from you. And so she saves Feyre and Rhys and the baby, whose name is Nyx, which I think is so cute. But that whole scene, that's probably what you would have seen in that clip that was just before this, because I was bawling my eyes out. That scene was so emotional for me. Like this whole like last 200 pages, I feel like I was crying nonstop, honestly. But Nesta. And I love the fact that Nesta and Cassian are mates, and like, I just love it. But yeah, we know that Koschei, the like evil death god or whatever of the lake, is still at large and ready to start a war. So I'm sure that's going to be a major theme in the next book. I'm not sure who the next book is supposed to follow yet. I hope that it's Elaine or Asriel. I'd be cool with either, but yeah, this book definitely comes in as one of my favorite books of all time. Probably coming in at a second to A Court of Mist and Fury. Honestly, it's that high on the list. Like, I don't know, just Nesta's whole emotional journey just really resonated with me. It was very powerful and I absolutely loved it. This book is just so good. I'm so happy. Ugh, I just love it so much. Yeah. Now I don't know what to do with myself now that I finished this, because this is like all I've been thinking about for the past like 5 days. Oh, it's so good. Alright, so now I think I'm gonna go check the mail and see if either of my other editions of this book have come, because I really hope that they have. If they have, I'll show a clip of them. But I don't know if they'll be delivered anytime soon, but fingers crossed. And then I have a few hours to wait until the virtual tour with Sarah J. Maas. So I'll also be filming, you know, parts of that or showing clips of that. But like, yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna sit here and think. I need to like formulate my review of this book for Goodreads. Obviously this is a 5 stars, if you couldn't gather that. But yeah, I just kind of feel like crying now that it's over. I honestly could. I think I'm going to. I'm crying that it's over. I just loved this book so much. And these characters mean the world to me. All of them. And I will take a book set in this world for the rest of forever. If Sarah wants to write them, I will read them. I don't even care. I just love these characters so much. Okay. Alright, now I'm crying because the book is over, but I'm gonna go check the mail and see if any of the other editions have come in, and then, I don't know, just sit and think about this book for several hours until the virtual tour. Darn, nothing in the mail today. Ugh. Alright, I still kind of feel like crying because the book is over, so I'm gonna go ahead and eat some of my feeling and just try to make myself feel better that my book is done. And I am going to do that with some mochi ice cream. If you don't know, it's like a dough wrapped ice cream, basically. And I only tried it because Gabby from Gabby Reads tried one in her vlog, and I was like, oh, that looks interesting. And then I saw them at the store and I was like, yeah, let me give it a whirl. And I really liked them. This one specifically is strawberry flavored, but I have also a chocolate one and a mango flavored one, which is interesting, but I'm really in the mood for strawberry right now. So yeah, it's just like this little dough wrapped ice cream. So I'm all set up. The live show starts in 13 minutes. There's a little chat going on over here of people who are waiting. I took a shower and I've been watching some booktube. I have on my little night pajama pants because I'm extra like that. And I'm just eagerly anticipating the start of this. I'm so excited. 10 seconds.
Welcome to another virtual Live Talks Los Angeles event. We welcome Sarah J. Maas and Eva Chen to our series. We invite you to visit our YouTube channel for over 300 conversations much like this. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Our handle is Live Talks LA. Sarah's new book is A Court of Silver Flames. Sarah is the #1 New York Times and international best-selling author of the Court of Thorns and Roses, Throne of Glass, and the Crescent City series. Her books have been published in 37 languages. Eva Chen is the Director of Fashion Partnerships at Instagram and also a children's book author. I am Ted Haptegaber, founder and producer of this series. Thanks to all of you who submitted questions. Eva will weave some of your questions into their conversation. I will let you take it from here, Eva.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ted.
Yeah, thanks, Ted.
I'm super excited. I know there are 300 other talks like this online, but I guarantee you there's not going to be another talk like this one.
Yay.
Because there are not going to be as many talks like this where the moderator, that's me, is going to nerd out as much as I'm about to nerd out. Now, I'm so excited to be here with Sarah because I am probably, I would say, #1 in the fan club.
I feel great. It's weird to do like my official tour from my living room with like my dog barking in the background, and like literally there's a good chance that my 2.5-year-old son will come like rattle the doors trying to get in. So it's kind of weird, but I feel good, you know. This book started off as a passion project of mine that I had like no intention to ever publish. It was just something I started writing for fun while I was working on A Court of Wings and Ruin, the third book in the ACOTAR series. And here we are, where it's this book that I tried to like strategically place in my background. Yeah, this giant like door stopper of a.
Do you think because of the, well, not like exact parallels, but in some ways parallels to the journey you went through in mental health, do you think that made it easier for you to write the book or harder? Or do you think it was more challenging to write it because it was something that you identified with, or kind of easier because you could kind of pull from your personal experience?
It was both. It was easier to slip into her head because I understood like what I could understand, like what she was going through, what she felt, but then getting into her headspace
and walking down that road with her was very emotionally draining at times. I mean, I cried so much. You want to talk about crying? Like, I cried so much while writing this book. Like, sad tears and happy tears later on. And it just was a very intense book for me to write. I definitely have that same exact feeling every time I
They're
turn
talking
in a
about
first
her
draft.
writing.
And I usually send in my first drafts with a...
And I just realized she's written 15 books. That's incredible. 15 books with, like, all the ones that... She's published 15 books. So she probably has, like, a couple books that she's written that she just hasn't published yet. That's amazing. God, she's such a good writer.
Thank you so much. This was amazing. You are amazing. Thank you, Ted. And thank you, everyone, for watching. And I hope you guys enjoyed the book.
Well, that was really fun to watch. I really like watching Sarah's interviews because I just like knowing more about her since I'm such a big fan. So I've watched like pre-recorded interviews of her before, but this one being specifically about A Court of Silver Flames and answering questions kind of related to it without spoilers was really fun, and I'm just really glad that I got a ticket to that virtual tour and that I'll be getting the virtual tour, or like the exclusive tour edition of the book. So that is going to be it for this reading vlog, my reading vlog of reading A Court of Silver Flames, a new fave. I hope you enjoyed. I would love to hear your thoughts about the book down in the comments below. And if you liked this video, you can let me know by liking and subscribing down below. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye!